ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 6, titled Demigods and Demons Declare a Truce. Shri Shuka Uvacha Yevam Stutah Suraganer Bhagavan Haridishwara Tesham Avirabhud Rajan Sahasrarkodaya Dyutihi. Shri Shukadev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, the Supreme Person of Godhead, Hari, being thus worshipped with prayers by the demigods and Lord Brahma, appeared before them. His bodily effulgence resembled the simultaneous rising of thousands of suns. He's so brilliant. So that is why Veda say, Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitamukam tattvam pushanna bhavanu satya dharmaya dushtaye. Hiranmayena patrena. So, glaring effulgence coming from the Lord's body. Tenaiva sahasa sarve Deva pratihate kshanaha na pashyan kham disha kshaunim atmanam cha kuto vibhum. The vision of all the demigods was blocked by the Lord's effulgence. Thus they could see neither the sky, the directions, the land, nor even themselves. What to speak of seeing the Lord who was present before them. They could not even see themselves. Just imagine how brilliant the light is. You just go into a light and then you can't see yourself. Unimaginable. Virincho Bhagavan Društva Saha Sharvena Tam Tanum Swacham Marakatas Shamam Shamam Kanjagarbharune Kshanam Tapta Hema Vadatena Dasat Kausheya Vasasa Prasanna Charu Sarvangim Sumukhim Sundarabhruvam Mahamanikiritena केयूराभ्यां च भूषितां कर्णाभरणनिर्भाता कपोलः श्रीमुखाम्बुजां काञ्चीकलापवलया आरनूपुरशोभितां कौस्तुभाभरणां लक्ष्मीं बिभ्रतीं वनमालिनीं सुदर्शनादिभिः स्वास्त्रैर्मूर्तिमद्भिरुपासितां तुष्टावदेवप्रवरः शशर्वः पुरुषं परं सर्वामरगणैः साकं सर्वाङ्गैरवनिं गतैः. Beautiful description of the Lord. Lord Brahma, along with Lord Shiva, saw the crystal clear personal beauty of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose blackish body resembles a Marakata gem, whose eyes are reddish like the depths of a lotus. The depths of a lotus means, like the depth of the lotus, it's darker. Who is dressed with garments that are yellow like molten gold. and whose entire body is attractively decorated. They saw his beautiful smiling lotus face, crowned by a helmet bedecked with valuable jewels. The Lord has attractive eyebrows, and his cheeks are adorned with earrings. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva saw the belt on the Lord's waist, the bangles on his arms, the necklace on his chest, and the ankle bells on his legs. The Lord is bedecked with flower garlands. His neck is decorated with the Kaustuba gem, and he carries with him the goddess of fortune and his personal weapons like his disc and club. When Lord Brahma, along with Lord Shiva and the other demigods, thus saw the form of the Lord, they all immediately fell to the ground, offering their obeisances. So, these kind of verses we have to remember. It gives the full form of the Lord, description of the form of the Lord. Of course, in Bhagavatam, there are various places where the beautiful form of Lord Vishnu has been elaborately described, multiple places. So this is nice to remember. Of course, the form of Lord Vishnu and the form of Krishna are somewhat similar, but with certain differences also. So, for example, yes, crystal clear personal beauty, yes. Blackish body resembles Marakata gem, yes. Eyes are reddish like depths of lotus, yes. Dressed with garments that are yellow like molten gold, yes. Entire body is attractively decorated, yes. Beautiful smiling lotus face, yes. Crowned by a helmet bedecked with valuable jewels, there's a slight difference. So Krishna wears like he's a Vaishya, he's not a Kshatriya. So he's a Vaishya, so he wears a turban. He doesn't wear a helmet when he's in Vrindavan. Subsequently, he wears a helmet. Yes, attractive eyebrows, cheeks are adorned with earrings. Makara Kundala, the shape of a crocodile, they say, then shark, they say, so there are different descriptions. Then Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva saw the belt on Lord's waist. Of course, the belt on Lord's waist, Krishna's waist, it holds his flute and also his buffalo horn. Bangles on his arms, yeah, necklace on his chest, yes, ankle bells on his legs. Lord is bedecked with flower garlands, yes. But Krishna is additionally bedecked with, of course, this Vaijayanti. Then Krishna wears Gunja Mala. Then what is not described here is the mineral paintings on Krishna's lotus face. His neck is decorated with a Kaustuba. He carries with him goddess of fortune, yes, and his personal weapons he doesn't carry. Right? So, and the sweetness of the form of Krishna is different, is special compared to that of Lord Vishnu, because the Krishna in his Swayam Rupa, self same Krishna form, he has a sweetness which is far exceeding anything else, and even Lord Vishnu is attracted by the sweet form of Krishna. In fact, Lakshmi Devi also, who's his consort, his wife, but she also wanted to have pastimes with Krishna, because Krishna is very sporty. Our acharyas call it sporty behavior, and Vishnu is more official, more formal, like that. Shri Brahmovacha Ajata Janma Sthiti Samyamaya Gunaya Nirvana Sukharnavaya Anor Anime Animne Pariganya Dhamne Mahanubhavaya namo namaste. He's a Mahanubhava. But Brahma said, although you are never born, your appearance and disappearance as an incarnation never cease. Meaning one after the other continuously, there are incarnations of Krishna. You are always free from the material qualities, and you are the shelter of transcendental bliss, resembling an ocean. It resembles an ocean. It's so huge. Nirvana Sukha Aranavaya. Nirvana Sukha. This is eternal bliss. Aranavaya, like ocean. Eternally existing in your transcendental form, you are the supreme subtle, or the most extremely subtle. We therefore offer our respectful obeisances unto you, the supreme, whose existence is inconceivable. Maha Anubhavaya. Maha Anubhavaya. His existence is inconceivable. Anubhava means experience. And so we can't experience his existence, so it's inconceivable. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ajopi sannavyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi sam prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atma mayaya. Ajopi san, although I am unborn, avyayatma, I am avyaya, meaning I don't deteriorate. And then I am also bhutanam ishwara, I am the Lord of the bhuta, sentient beings. Prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atma mayaya. I still appear in my original transcendental form, Atma Maya, by my internal potency. So, which means I appear in my original transcendental form. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham. Thus, although the Supreme Lord is unborn, there is no cessation to his appearance in different forms as incarnations like Lord Krishna and Lord Rama. Since his incarnations are eternal, the various activities performed by these incarnations are also eternal. The Supreme Lord does not appear because he is forced to do so by karma like ordinary living entities who are forced to accept a certain type of body. It is to be understood that the Lord's body and activities are all transcendental, being free from the contamination of the material modes of nature. These pastimes are transcendental bliss to the Lord. And those pastimes also give bliss to the Lord, not only his devotees. The word apariganya dhamne is very significant. There is no limit to the Lord's appearance in different incarnations. Elsewhere it says it's like a rivulet, like so many rivulets that float the ocean or a river. So it's like there's no limit to it. All of these incarnations are eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. And Vishnu Tattva. Rupam tavaitat purusharshaphe bhejyam Sheyorthibhirvaidika tantrikena yogena dhata sahanastrilokan pashyam amushmin uha vishwamurtau. O best of persons, O Supreme Director, those who actually aspire for supreme good fortune, worship this form of your Lordship according to the Vedic Tantras. My Lord, we can see all the three worlds in you. Yasmin vignate sarvam evam vignatam bhavati Dakopanishad. When the devotee sees the Supreme Lord by his meditation, or when he sees the Lord personally face to face, he becomes aware of everything within this universe. Even when we see the Lord by meditation also, we become aware of everything within this universe. Indeed, nothing is unknown to him, that devotee who reaches this state, nothing is unknown to him. Of course, Prabhupada said that nothing is unknown doesn't mean that every piece of knowledge that is there in the world is known to him. But what is required, what is most important, what is the essence, that is known. Everything within this material world is fully manifested to a devotee who has seen the Supreme Person of Godhead. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te gnanam gnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. Lord Brahma is one of these self-realized authorities. Swayambhur Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manu. One must therefore accept the disciplic succession from Lord Brahma, and then one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead in fullness. Here the word Vishvamurtau indicates that everything exists in the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who is able to worship him can see everything in him and see him in everything. One who is able to worship him can see everything in him and see him in everything. See him in everything is easy. See everything in him requires a little bit vision, right? Clear understanding. Because everything is in him, but we see everything in him, but we also see his transcendental form. Tvayagra asit, tvai madhya asit, tvayanta asit idamatmatantre, tvamadiranto jagatosya madhyam, ghatasya mrutsneva parasmat. My dear Lord, who are always fully independent, this entire cosmic manifestation arises from you, rests upon you, and ends in you. Your Lordship is the beginning, sustenance, and end of everything. Like the earth, which is the cause of an earthen pot, which supports the pot, and to which the pot, when broken, finally returns. So that way, everything is Krishna. But we don't see Krishna that way, because we have material vision. So we see different things, material things, in their material position. We don't see things in the constitutional position because we are conditioned. As we chant Hare Krishna and become more purified, as all the anarthas from our heart go, as we come to the stage of mukti, then we can see Pandita, Samudra, we see everything as spiritual. We don't see material things. We don't see things in a material vision. Tvammayayatma-shaya swayedam nirmaya vishmam tadanu pravishtaha pashyanti yukta manasa manishino gunavyayepi agunam vipashchitaha. O Supreme, you are independent in yourself and do not take help from others. Through your own potency, you create this cosmic manifestation and enter into it. Those who are advanced in Krishna consciousness, who are fully in knowledge of the authoritative Shastra, and who, through the practice of Bhakti Yoga, are cleansed of all material contamination, can see with clear minds that although you exist within the transformations of the material qualities, your presence is untouched by these qualities. So those who practice bhakti are cleansed of all material contamination. Can see with clear minds that although you exist within the transformations of the material qualities, your presence is untouched. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam etunanena konteya jagad viparivartate. This material nature working under my direction, O son of Kunti, is producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. The material energy creates, maintains, and devastates the entire cosmic manifestation because of the directions given by the Supreme Lord, who enters this universe as Garbhodakasha Vishnu, but is untouched by the material qualities. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord refers to Maya, the external energy, which creates this material world, as Mama Maya, my energy. Because this energy works under the full control of the Lord. These facts can be realized only by those who are well versed in Vedic knowledge and advanced in Krishna consciousness. Because otherwise people see that this whole world is just energy. They don't see whose energy. They don't see under whose control this energy is working. So these facts can be realized only by those who are well versed in Vedic knowledge and who are advanced in Krishna consciousness. So energy is not ultimate. Energy is there because there is the energetic. If the energetic is not there, then there is no possibility of the energy being produced, nor it being operated. Like for example, if there is a bulb, the bulb can glow, but it requires the energy of the energetic who will go and put on the switch, right? So like this, the energy is not ultimate, but people can't see it. They only see the energy as ultimate. And they are the Shakta worshippers, worship Shakti, Durga. And they don't like to come to Krishna because they think that she is supreme. But she knows that she is not supreme. But they don't know that she knows. So they worship her in illusion. Yathagnim mritam cha goshu Ubhyannamambodhyamane cha vrittim Yogair manushya adiyanti hi tvam Uneshu buddhya kavayo vadanti. As one can derive fire from wood, milk from the milk bag of the cow, food grains and water from the land, and prosperity in one's livelihood from industrial enterprises, so by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, even within this material world, one can achieve your favor or intelligently approach you. Buddhya. Those who are pious all affirm this. Only by Bhakti Yoga can one approach Krishna. Can one achieve favor of Krishna. Although the Supreme Lord is Nirguna, not to be found within this material world, the entire material world is pervaded by him. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktha murtina. The material world is nothing but an expansion of the Lord's material energy. And the entire cosmic manifestation rests upon him. Matsthani sarva bhutani. Nonetheless, the Supreme Lord cannot be found here. Nachaham teshvavasthitaha. Devotee, however, can see the Supreme Person of Godhead through the practice of Bhakti Yoga. One ordinarily does not begin to practice Bhakti Yoga unless he has practiced it in previous births. Moreover, one can begin Bhakti Yoga only by the mercy of the spiritual master and Krishna. Guru Krishna Prasadefai Bhakti Lata Bij. The seed of devotional service is obtainable by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. Only by the practice of Bhakti Yoga can one achieve the favor of Supreme Personality of Godhead and see him face to face. Preman janachurita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. One cannot see the Lord by other methods such as karma, jnana, or yoga. Under the direction of the spiritual master, one must cultivate Bhakti Yoga, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. Then even within this material world, although the Lord is not visible, a devotee can see him. We talked about this. We should desire to see. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tatho mam tattvato gnatva. Srimad Bhagavatam Bhaktyaham ekaya grahyaha. Thus, by devotional service, one can achieve the favor of the Supreme Person of Godhead, although he is not visible or understandable to materialistic persons. He is not visible or understandable to materialistic persons, but still, by devotional service, one can achieve the favor of the Supreme Lord. In this verse, the cultivation of Bhakti Yoga is compared to many material activities. By friction, one can get fire from wood. By digging the earth, one can get food grains and water. And by agitating the milk bag of the cow, one can get nectarian milk. Milk is compared to nectar, which one can drink to become immortal. Of course, simply drinking milk will not make one immortal, but it can increase the duration of one's life. In modern civilization, men do not think milk to be important. Therefore, they do not live very long. For those who don't drink milk, Prabhupada is saying. Although in this age, men can live up to 100 years, their duration of life is reduced because they do not drink large quantities of milk. This is a sign of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, instead of drinking milk, people prefer to slaughter an animal and eat its flesh. Supreme Person of Godhead in his instructions of Bhagavad Gita advises Go Raksha, which means cow protection. The cow should be protected, milk should be drawn from the cows in a humanly manner, not in a mechanized manner. And this milk should be prepared in various ways. So please don't encourage industrial milks, meaning which are produced by factories, big establishments. Don't take that milk. Let that business stop. It's cruelty towards cows. Take milk which is produced in ahimsa manner, by small farms where there are farmers who milk the cows, who show love to the cows. Don't take this packet milk, because now even small farms are also putting milk in packets. So if you say packet milk, then it becomes difficult to differentiate. So factory mass production milks. Don't take milk which comes from mass production. It can't be milk, first of all. And then it is all mostly produced by mechanized. Milk is extracted by mechanized ways, which is very painful. So we should discourage this. At least devotees should not take. And then we should spread the consciousness of this to others. One should take ample milk, and thus one can prolong one's life, develop his brain, execute devotional service, and ultimately attain the favor of the Supreme Person of Godhead. There are so many people who don't like drinking milk. So a heavy purport for such devotees. As it is essential to get food grains and water by digging the earth, it is also essential to give protection to the cows and take nectarian milk from their milk bags. The people of this age are inclined toward industrial enterprises for comfortable living, but they refuse to endeavor to execute devotional service by which they can achieve the ultimate goal of life by returning home back to Godhead. They are inclined towards work. Any kind of work. Of course, industrial enterprises also, but just work. Work is what gives people kicks. I solved a very tough problem today at work. So what? So what if you solved a tough problem? Are you going to go back to Krishna? No. So this inclination towards work, what makes us to do karma yoga? Otherwise, we can do bhakti yoga. But because we are inclined to do work, we do karma yoga. I've discussed this multiple times before. Difference between karma yoga and bhakti yoga. We can still do work, but without an inclination to do work, but just because I have to do work out of compulsion or for the pleasure of Krishna. Compulsion meaning, okay, I have to take care of my family, so I have to work, but I don't have any inclination as such. I'm doing it for to take care of my responsibility, and I'll use the Lakshmi that I get in Krishna service. That is bhakti only, because you're doing it with full consciousness of Krishna. But when you have inclination towards work, oh yes, I like to do this kind of work, that it becomes karma yoga. So it's simply a change in consciousness. Karma yoga and bhakti yoga. Karma can be the same, work can be the same. Unfortunately, as it is said, Nathe vidu swartagatim hi vishnum durashaya ye bahirarthamaninaha andayathandai rupayamana tetishu tantram utamni baddha. Prahlad Maharaj says. People without spiritual education do not know that the ultimate goal of life is to go back home, back to God. Forgetting this aim of life, they are working very hard in disappointment and frustration because they are not getting what they want. Moghasha, Moga Karmano, Moga Gnana Vichetasaha. The so-called Vaishyas, businessmen, industrialists are involved in big Prabhupada's style, big industrial enterprises. But they're not interested in food grains and milk. However, as indicated here, by digging for water, even in the desert, we can produce food grains. Wow. See, Prabhupada only he can make such statements. When we produce food grains and vegetables, we can give protection to the cows. While giving protection to the cows, we can draw from them abundant quantities of milk. And by getting enough milk and combining it with food grains and vegetables, we can prepare hundreds of nectarian foods. We can happily eat this food, thus avoid industrial enterprises and joblessness. So people are thinking that industries is giving jobs. Prabhupada is saying we can avoid industrial enterprises and joblessness, which means that possibly people don't have jobs because of industries. Very interesting thought process. What Prabhupada is indirectly hinting to is that previously Varnashrama had occupation for everybody. There was nothing like nobody had any work. But now, because of moving away from this Varnashrama towards industries, then there is artificial qualification being set, expectations being set, because there is a certain type of quality required, right? Capability required to work in certain kinds of industries, etc. So, and then there is less demand, less supply, more demand. So it results in joblessness. But if everybody just remains in their village, town, etc., and follows Varnashrama, Krishi, Goraksha, Vanidya, Brahmana, Vritti, etc., then nobody will be jobless. So Prabhupada is saying, is encouraging this, Krishi and Goraksha. Produce food grains, produce milk, meaning protect cows, then prepare hundreds of nectarian foods. Happily eat this food. Avoid all this nonsense, packed foods, industrial enterprises. We actually just produce junk. Really, I mean, you see all the ingredients of these, packets that these children eat, these chips and whatnot. It's all harmful to the health, right? And then there is this, Prabhupada called it phenyl, disinfectant. What is that? Coca-Cola, all this, spirited drinks. And people have Prabhupada called it phenyl. It'll clear your stomach. It's like you can put it to the to your washroom, like that. So all unhealthy stuff which people have got used to. And I see some, especially of course in here, I'm not seeing it so much as of now, but maybe it is there amongst youngsters. We don't associate much with youngsters outside. But And maybe they don't drink water nowadays. They drink water? No, they don't drink water. They drink cola. Cola is a replacement. Coke, Pepsi is replacement for water. So horrible civilization. And then there is peer pressure. If I don't do all this, then people say, "You are drinking water. Why you don't have money to buy Coke?" So fallen. So all this should be avoided. This kind of junk food, it's called junk food. Maida based pizza, all these packed foods, chips, what is that? Whatever, all kinds of kurkure, all these kinds of stuff, right? So it's all harmful food. And then all these pre-cooked food, you can just take it, put it on the tawa and eat. All this is harmful food. How can anything remain like that for days and months together? If it doesn't have preservatives, none of this is healthy for us. And then we eat all this and then we are like suffering with this problem, that problem. What else will happen? First, at least if you can't go to the farms, at least stop eating junk. As I was saying that if you want to change, first thing you should change in your kitchen is oil, sugar, and what did I say? Salt. So these three things should be changed. We should go to not sunflower oil, right? Not white sugar, and not this iodized salt, right? So we should use, the organic sugar or jaggery, and salt also. What is that? Yeah, pink salt. So all these kind of things, and no sunflower oil. Use groundnut oil, or different people have different this one, but definitely not this with sunflower. All this is cause for heart problems today. All these processed junk oils, because they are cheap, people just buy it. But these three things, throw it out of your kitchen first. Then stop maida. This is all recipe for good health. Even actually, even wheat also, it's not very healthy. More preferred jowar, ragi, bajra, like that. All this is like just previously people used to eat more of healthy food. Now it's all mostly junk food. Agriculture and crop protection are the way to become sinless and thus be attracted to devotional service. See, Prabhupada is saying, to become attracted to devotional service, you can simply, if you live on agriculture and crop protection, you will get, because that contamination is not there. Of this modern enterprise contamination, which enters our heart. We become sinful. Those who are sinful cannot be attracted by devotional service. We are sinful. By encouraging all these activities, we become part of those sins. So very, very important. See, why people don't want to come to devotion? Because they are engaged in sinful life. Everybody wants to tell lie. Everybody wants to extract maximum. So all this is sinful. Everybody wants to be self-centered. Everybody don't want to give respect to others. And of course, the 4 pillars of regulative principles which are broken.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, your voice is going lower.
Voice is going lower. Suddenly, I've been like speaking at the same.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear.
It's very low.
Where we have devotees hearing. Everybody facing the same problem.
In between, it will give that.
Oh, it's fine, Prabhuji.
This
Yes,
last 30,
Prabhuji, it was reducing.
30 seconds to 1 minute last.
Last 30 seconds to 1 minute. Okay. Otherwise, it's okay, right?
Yeah, now it's fine, Prabhu. It's fine.
Now, before 30 seconds to 1 minute. Before 30 seconds to 1 minute, what was it?
We could hear you, Prabhu. Yeah, we could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So basically, I'm saying that People are engaged in sinful life, so they don't get attracted to devotional service. And all kinds of sins. When I was talking about the sins, internet went down, I think, or my volume went down. So all kinds of sins, telling lies, being violent towards others, cheating others, trying to make more money, all these kind of sinful life. Then illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, meat eating. So because people are engaged in all these kinds of sinful activities, they don't get attracted to devotional service. Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam karmanam te dvandvamo anirmukta bhajante mam dridhaprataha. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, whose sinful actions are completely eradicated and who are freed from the duality of delusion, engage themselves in my service with determination. So Prabhupada is saying, forget about determination. They don't even get attracted to devotional service. And majority of people in this age of Kali are sinful. Manda, sumanda matayo, manda bhagya, upadrutaha. For them, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, eva kevalam. Kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There's no other way, there's no other way, there's no other way. Even giving Harer Nama to these sinful people is quite an effort. It takes a lot of time. You keep telling for years, put effort, then slowly they will accept. And of course, without Harer Nama, there wouldn't have been any hope at all for Kali Yuga. Seriously, I mean, it's just by the process of Harinam, because it's easy. People somehow get attracted because there's also maybe some musical elements. And then just because they like it, they become pure. Their purification starts. Otherwise, it would have been practically impossible to help the fallen people of Kali Yuga. So go out and do Harinam. That's the point. Okay, so I'll stop here. If anybody has anything to share, comments, questions. Anything? Okay, if there's nothing, then we'll close.